let's talk about something every single trader goes through. It's this constant battle, right? But it's not fought against the market. It's fought right inside your own head. It's that tug of war between having patience and that impulse to just trade. So let me ask you this, and be honest with yourself. When you look at your P&L at the end of the day, are you really fighting the charts, or is the real battle against your own impatience, your own emotions? That's what we're going to dig into. You've basically got two sides of the coin here. On one side, you have that impulsive action. It's chaotic, it's emotional, it's that urge to just do something now. Then on the other side, you have disciplined patience. It's the quiet power of waiting for that perfect pitch. And our goal here, it's to help you get from that chaotic red zone over to the calm, collected green zone. Okay, let's get into it. You know, to win any fight, you've got to understand your opponent. And in this case, the opponent is that nagging feeling, that impulse to overtrade. We need to figure out the why behind all those extra clicks. So first off, let's be super clear on what overtrading even is. Because it's not just about taking a ton of trades. It's about trading outside of your plan. That could mean taking too many trades, sure, but it could also mean your position size is way too big, or you're risking too much capital on one idea. Bottom line, it's breaking your own rules. And that leads to the million-dollar question, right? If we know the rules are there to protect us, what is it inside our heads that's pushing us to just break them? What's going on psychologically? And when you look at these triggers, they're so incredibly human. I mean, there's boredom, that feeling of, well, the market's open, I should be doing something. Then there's classic FOMO, the fear of missing out on a huge move everyone's talking about. Simple greed, of course. And underneath it all, there's a biological reason. Your brain is literally craving that little rush, that dopamine hit you get from taking action, even if it's the wrong action. Now, giving into those impulses, it's not free, not by a long shot. The price you pay for impatience is incredibly high. And believe me, the damage goes way beyond just your account balance. Let's break down what it really costs you. Okay, so the obvious one is capital loss. That's what happens when your risk management just goes out the window. But look at the other costs. You've got emotional burnout, that mental exhaustion from feeling guilty and frustrated all the time. That leads right into the dreaded revenge trading cycle, where you make even dumber trades to try and win back what you lost. And of course, there's the death by 1,000 cuts from brokerage and fees that just slowly bleed your account dry. Look, your number one job as a trader isn't to make $1 million. It's to preserve your capital so you can stay in the game long enough to succeed. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? When you overtrade, you're not just taking a bad risk. You are actively lighting your own gunpowder on fire. All right, enough of the problem. Let's talk about the solution. And the solution, the antidote to all this chaos, is something that feels passive, but is actually an incredibly powerful, active strategy. Patience. And hey, don't just take my word for it. The legends, the greatest traders in history, from Jesse Livermore all the way to modern masters like Mark Minervini, they've all said the exact same thing. The big money, the real money, isn't made in the frantic buying and selling. It's made in the waiting for that perfect A-plus setup. And this is not just a theory. This is real life. Check out this chart. It's from a real coaching story. You have Trader A taking 10, 12 trades a day, always busy, always in the action, and consistently losing money. Then they become Trader B. They stop all the noise and focused only on the top 3 setups for the entire week. And look what happens. Their profitability completely flips. The lesson here could not be more clear. Being busy is not the same as being profitable. In the world of trading, more action, more trades, more screen time, it often just leads to more loss. Okay, so we get it. Patience is the superpower. But how do you actually build that muscle? How do you go from being impulsive to being disciplined? Well, here's a practical 5-step battle plan you can start using literally today. So let's walk through these. 1 and 2 are all about structure. You absolutely have to have a written plan, and you've got to journal your trades to stay accountable. 3 and 4 are about managing your mind and your environment. Use price alerts so you can step away from the screen, and practice mindfulness to stay calm. And number 5, this one is a game changer. You have to change what you reward. Start celebrating when you follow your plan perfectly, regardless of the outcome. Reward the discipline itself, not just the profit. So let's bring it all home. What we're really talking about here is a fundamental shift in your entire mindset. It's about changing your goal from more action to the right action, That is how you win this game. I want this to really sink in for a second. The market will be here tomorrow. It'll be here next week, next year. It offers a literally endless stream of opportunities. But your capital, your gunpowder, that is finite. And your one job is to protect that finite resource for the truly great opportunities. You can have the best strategy in the world, but if you don't have the discipline to follow it, it's completely worthless. So at the end of the day, your biggest edge, the one thing that separates the pros from the amateurs, it's not some fancy indicator. It's simply your ability to wait. So I'll leave you with this to think about. Forget all the noise. Forget the chatter. What is that one A-plus high probability setup that fits your plan perfectly, that you are willing to sit on your hands and patiently wait for? Define it, and then have the discipline to wait for it. That right there is the path. Thanks for tuning in.